Hi, my name is George Vrame, and today I will be speaking with you about the 50-20-30 rule, a budgeting concept from Elizabeth Warren and her daughter, Amelia Tiagi's book, All You're Worth, The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan. So what is the 50-20-30 rule? It is a strategy for monthly budgeting where 50% of your after-tax income goes to must-have items, 20% goes into savings, and 30% goes towards wants. So, what exactly defines a must-have, savings, and a want? Must-haves can most easily be defined as things you cannot do without. This includes items like bills you would still have to pay after losing an income, basic groceries, necessary insurances like car and health. Savings, which should account for 20% of your monthly income, is any income put into a savings account like a retirement or rainy day fund, as well as any income used to pay off debt, for example, paying off a credit card debt. Contributions to your employer makes your 401k can also be classified as savings. Lastly, wants, which are attributed to 30% of your monthly income, are any payment you could easily forego with only minor inconveniences. Some examples include cable television, gifts, vacations, going out to eat, and donations. Now, let's look at an example of how to implement the 50-20-30 rule with our friend, Budget Joe. Joe is a single real estate broker who lives in a rented apartment in Berkeley, California with two of his friends. Joe has also been using the 50-20-30 rule as a guideline when setting his monthly budget. Step one in creating any monthly budget is calculating your after-tax monthly income. For Budget Joe, we used $89,210 per year as his annual income, which is the median income for real estate brokers in the state of California. After subtracting federal income taxes, California state taxes, and FICA taxes, Joe is left with an after-tax income of $66,166.08. For this example, we will round Joe's after-tax income to $66,000, which comes out to $5,500 per month. The next step is calculating your must-have expenses. Budget Joe's monthly expenses include rent, a parking space, phone and utility bills, car lease payments, gas, car insurance, health insurance, basic groceries, and a minimum credit card payment. All of these expenses amount to $2,750, which is exactly 50% of Joe's monthly after-tax income. Joe has done a great job in limiting his must-have expenses and is in accordance with the 50-20-30 rule. Next, we have to calculate Budget Joe's monthly savings. Joe puts $1,115 a month in a tax-deferred retirement account, as well as another $185 a month in his rainy day fund. This totals $1,300 in monthly savings. According to the rule, Joe should only be saving $1,100 a month, which makes him $200 over budget. Even though this is a significant amount, saving is by far the best category to be over budgeted. Especially with the volatility in the real estate market, it is not a bad idea for Joe to be investing a little more of his monthly after-tax income into savings. After calculating both must-haves and savings, we are left with Budget Joe's wants. Because Budget Joe is a little over budget in monthly savings, he only has about 26% of his income left to spend on wants. Joe is free to spend this $1,450 any way he pleases, and the best part is, he doesn't have to justify any purchase made with this money. An important thing to note about just wants is that costs of things like annual vacations can be spread throughout the entire year's wants budget. This way, it doesn't look like you are severely over budget in a month where you took a vacation. Now that I've explained the basics of the 50-20-30 rule, let me leave you with some important tips about budgeting in general. First, keeping must-have expenses at or below 50% keeps you better protected in a financial crisis. Second, it is important to spend money on things you want. Having no money left over for wants is not a fun way to go through life. Third, be careful of items that start as a must-have but might really be a want. For example, bread is a must-have expense, but a $20 piece of fish is not, even though both can be categorized as groceries. Lastly, most Americans are saving too little. In today's society, most people will have to save for their own retirement, so maybe oversaving or over budgeting for the savings amount in your monthly expense might be a good idea. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for listening to our great presentation. if I could leave you with one last thing, it's 50% must-haves, 20% savings, 30% wants equals a happy monthly budget.